Welcome to Warriors TV, Gary. 3 points on the board after the weekend's result against Cove. What's your thoughts on that?
Listen, if I'm being honest, I think we've played better this season in games and lost. We were off it a little bit in the first half. I thought Cove probably territorial, but it had an advantage. I think Darren had one good save round the post, and there was another one that was offside. And we never really created much. The wind played a big part in that. Conditions weren't great. We never ever seemed to have a good game of football up at Cove for whatever reason. So we got in at half time. The players knew themselves that we were below our normal levels. So they done the first part of the team talk themselves, which made my job a little bit easier. We just corrected a few things. Thought we started the second half well, got the penalty. We were on top a little bit. And then with maybe 15 minutes to go, Cove got back on top. But I thought our back four and Darren were really, really good, defended the box when they had to defend. And I think Cove ended up only having 2 shots on target in the game as well. So I think we had 2, Cove had 2. There wasn't a lot of goal-mouth action. The game was played in the middle of the pitch, really. But for me as a manager, when you come away, that's also a nice way to win. I would like to be playing better football and winning 2 and 3-0. But there's also, you've got to win games other ways if you want to try and achieve something. And we're the first to admit we weren't at our best. But we've still managed to find a way to get the 3 points, and I think that's important.
Matty getting another goal, obviously, from the penalty spot again. That seems to be his forte for the team.
Yeah, listen, Ross won another penalty for us. And I think Ross and you would be the first to admit that their performance levels were below what they've been playing in recent weeks, but that wasn't solely just down to them. That was us not getting the ball to them quick enough or in the right areas. But Ross, great way through pass. Ross gets the other side of the defender, he clips his heels, it's a stonewall penalty. And Matty steps up and puts it away. I hadn't actually organised who was going to take the penalty, so I wasn't sure if Ewan would take it after scoring his previous couple, or if Matty would take it. But obviously Ewan says that Matty was the penalty taker, so gave him the ball, Matty put it away. So delighted that went in. But as I say, it was a game of very few chances. If I was being honest, I think a draw would have probably been a fair result. That can just sometimes happen to you when you're at the bottom of the league or things aren't going for you, and everything just now is going against Cove. But that's twice we've played them now, twice we've had victories, but both games have been very, very tight. And I'm pretty sure that Cove will get that first victory soon. That was a little bit worry going into the game, that they're going to beat somebody at some time. We just wanted to make sure it wasn't us, but I'm pretty sure they'll pick up points soon, and when they get their first victory, I'm sure that they'll go in and get a few more. But it's difficult because Paul's not got a big squad, and 3 his most influential players, 5 Doyle and Glass, are all injured just now. So it'd be like us missing 3 of our most influential players. You're going to miss them. So as I say, delighted that we got a win. That's my concern really, was to try and get another 3 points. We've got a lot of away games coming up, and it was good to start the first game of the second quarter with 3 points.
Joint top of the table in the league and the KDM. You must be pleased with the performances so far.
Yeah, really happy. I think I touched base on this. If somebody had said that to me after the Morton game in the League Cup, the squad that we would have and where we would be in the league and what we would do in the KDM trophy, I would have found that hard to believe, if I'm being honest, if you had asked me the day after the Morton game. But that's a credit to the players. Credit to Martin as well with the recruitment. And when everybody's in fit and the players have gelled, the new players have gelled in with the old players that have been with us previously, and things are going along nicely. I realise we have to talk about it. The fans want to hear this, you want to ask the questions. I just don't like talking about it too much because I've been in football a long time, that things can quickly change. But we knew we'd had a good first quarter and we wanted to start the second quarter well, and we've done that. We now play Alloa, who throughout the years have been a bit of a bogey team for Stenhousemuir. I think somebody told me today that I think we've only won one of our last 15 games against Alloa. So if ever there was a bogey team for Stenhousemuir, it's Alloa. So we've got to try and put that right. They are themselves, I think there's a couple of victories and a draw in the last 3 games. I think one of them might have been the Cup. or they lost a last minute goal at Queen of the South, and then they've drew with Fife. But they've got good players. They've got good players, and if they play at their best, we know that we're going to have a real hard game, and that we'll need to be at our best to try and get the 3 points. So, and that's how we're approaching it. We're not thinking about the game after that or the game after that. Purely our focus goes into Alloa. We had a couple of injuries on Saturday. Mikey was missing, Finn Robson's missing. We're not sure if they'll be back yet. We've picked up another couple. Big Matty had to leave the pitch on Saturday, and there's another couple in their training tonight. So we've maybe got 5 or 6, as I speak to you tonight, on Tuesday that aren't training. So it's got to be probably Thursday, Friday before I actually finalise the team. But that's fine, you know, I'm okay with that. We've got a squad for a reason. If these players miss out, there's other players ready to come in. I thought Zeke was very lively when he came on Saturday, which was good to see. I thought Leighton done well when he went on as well. And he's played there before, but it's not his normal position, into a holding midfield role. But I thought he helped us there defensively. So these players have came in on Saturday and done well and staked their claim to try and start. So listen, one door closes if somebody's injured, a door opens for somebody else, and we've got players in the squad that are itching to get into the starting team. So we'll just see where we are on Thursday and Friday in terms of what team we'll be able to put on the pitch on Saturday.
Saturday's game with a win obviously topped off your 100 league games in charge for the team. A couple of thoughts on that? Yeah,
listen, nice to mark the occasion with a victory. It's a nice thing, but it doesn't mean a lot. I don't mean that. I don't mean that bad or anything like that, you know. But for me, it was just another game. I had to treat it like another game. Prepared the players just the same as any other. Great, you win the game, you get the 3 points. Somebody says, yeah, you won your 100th game with a victory, and that's great. But for us, you know, as a staff, it never had any more relevance than any other game. We just had to prepare the same way. But it's came along quickly, 100 games, and that's just league games. You know, I think if you add in cup games and that, it must be up around about 130. But I can still remember just joining in, you know, the club in the first game, and Matty Yates, I think, got a double. We beat Stranraer 2-1, I think, maybe in the 6th of January or something like that. So that game's still in my mind as well. But it quickly moves on as well. You know, I've said this before, we've only got 3 players at the club that I inherited from that first game. So passed really quickly. I think we've been fairly successful in our time here, and we'll aim to try and be just as equally successful in the next 100 games.
Thanks for your time today, Gary.
No problem.